Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Nishavatarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahoditau Gaurudaye Pushpavanatau Chitrau Sandau Tamonadau Grantera Arambha Kori Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinira Smarana Tinera Smarana Hoya Vighana Vinashana Anayasa Safal Nija Vanchita Purana Jaya Jaya Kripamoy Jagatera Nath Sarva Jagatera Koro Shubha Drishtipat Akam Sarva Kamo Va Mokshakamo Udaradi Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajate Purusham Puram Shri Chaitanya Prasadena Tadrupasya Nayam Balopi Kurute Shastram Drishtva Vraja Vilasinaham. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Sri Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, Adi-lila, chapter number 4. So we read till text number 6 yesterday. This chapter talks about the internal or the guhyatam reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu. So we were talking yesterday about the external reasons in the beginning of the chapter. The calling of Sri Advaita Acharya to re-establish dharma, to establish Yuga Dharma, Harinam Sankirtan, to give the love of Godhead. So let's see from the next verse, which is text number 7. Purve yena prithvira bhara Purve yena prithvira bhara haribare Krishna avatirna hoila shastre te prachare. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. The scriptures proclaim that Lord Shri Krishna previously descended to take away the burden of the earth. Hare Krishna. It's quite straightforward. Lord comes to take away the burden of the earth. Let's see further. Yes, Umesh Prabhuji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna, text number 8. Swayam Bhagavanera Karma Nahe Bhara Hare Na Sthiti Karta Vishnu Karena Jagata Palana. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. To take away this burden, however, is not the work of the Supreme Personality Godhead. The maintainer Lord Vishnu is the one who protects the universe. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, quite straightforward, that Krishna's main activity is not to kill the miscreants, but that aspect or that function is done by the Vishnu aspect or form of the Lord. Even in Little Krishna, for those who have seen that wonderful, based on the Krishna book, the cartoons, whenever it's time to kill a demon, they change the form of the Lord, which is very interesting, which is actually the truth. Because the form of the Lord which kills the demons is not the Supreme Personality, the Swayam Bhagavan. His energies, his expansion as Vishnu form, who is also the Supreme Lord, he kills them. So, for maintenance, creation, all these things we have discussed, the different avatars. So, Krishna is busy enjoying. So, let's see. Text 9. Yes, Sampada Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Kintu Krishnera Yehaya Avatara Kala Paraharana Kala Tateha Ila Misala. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. But the time to lift the burden of the world mixed with the time for Lord Krishna's incarnation. Purport. We have information from the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord appears at particular intervals to adjust a time-worn spiritual culture. Lord Sri Krishna particular intervals to adjust a time-worn spiritual culture. Lord Sri Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapara Yuga to regenerate the spiritual culture of human society and also to manifest his transcendental pastimes. Vishnu is the authorized Lord who maintains the created cosmos, and he is also the principal deity who makes adjustments when there is improper administration in the cosmic creation. But Sri Krishna, being the primeval Lord, appears not in order to make such administrative adjustments, but only to exhibit his transcendental pastimes and thus attract the fallen souls back home, back to Godhead. However, the time for administrative rectification and the time for Lord Sri Krishna's appearance coincided at the end of the last Dwapara Yuga. Therefore, when Sri Krishna appeared, Vishnu, the Lord of maintenance, merged with him because all the plenary portions and parts of the absolute personality of Godhead merged with him during his appearance. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So, quite straightforward. Thank you, Mataji, for reading this. Even in the material world, if there's a very wealthy CEO, it's not that he is going and taking anxiety, what's going on in this branch of the company, what's going on in this branch of the company, he's just busy playing, golf somewhere or in some resort or going, some vacation. He's always on vacation only. So Krishna is also like that. Of course, it's a very mundane example because Krishna is really absolute. Even a big CEO, next life one could be a pig, right? Or one could be in a dog's body, or one could be in a fish body, one could be a beggar, but Krishna is always a supreme Lord. He's always enjoying. And at times he comes to display so that the fallen souls, the conditioned souls like myself, who are very eager, who are very attached to the materialistic way of life, can see that what is real substance, what is real thing to be attracted to, not the glamour of this so-called material world, but the real thing to be attracted to is Krishna, all attractive. So he comes to give some trailer of the real movie, which continues, Nitya-lila. So he gives a trailer of those by exhibiting his pastimes and the aspect of the Lord, which does all these administrative things like creation, killing, etc. That's the other aspects, the plenary portions, the parts of the plenary portion. So it's very nicely mentioned. They merged with him because during his appearance, they merged. So the Shyam Sundar Krishna, even in there is in one book, I forgot the name, but there is mention that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. The two Krishnas, come and they become one. So the Krishna, the who is the son of Nanda and Yashoda, he never leaves Vrindavan. And the one who leaves is the second Krishna actually. It's interesting, very esoteric also. But the point is, even in, as I said, little Krishna, they mention that when Krishna is killing demons, he is having a special armor and this and that, just to show that that's the Vishnu form of the Lord killing all these demons. Krishna is always busy enjoying, playing flute, playing with his friends, the gopis, cows, etc., doing his Nitya-lila. So, but in this last Dwapar Yuga, both time for rectification and time for his appearance, they coincided, as Prabhupada is so beautifully mentioning, the administrative rectification and the Lord's appearance. We know he only comes once in the day of Brahma. So this Dwapar Yuga, out of the 1,000 Dwapar Yugas in one day of Brahma, this was the Dwapar Yuga. He came just 5,000 years back. Compared to the day of Brahma, which is millions of years, 5,000 is nothing. So again, we are very, very fortunate. Let's read the next one. Yes, Kirti, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, text 10. Purna Bhagavan Avtare Yehi Kale Arasab Avatare Tate Asimile. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the complete Supreme Personality of Godhead descends, all other incarnations of the Lord meet together with him. So in the translation, Prabhupada is saying that all other incarnation of the Lord meet together within him. So in the Mahaprakash Lila, we can see that when Lord Chaitanya was doing that Lila, he showed Ram avatar to Murari Gupta and Krishna avatar to many other devotees. So in that sense, you can see that he is having all other incarnation combined in him, and he can perform any lila whichever he wanted to show to his beloved devotee. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So, very nice. As you rightly mentioned, even in the Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, there is mention about Gaur Matsir avatar, Gaur Kurma avatar, Gaur Varha avatar. How Lord took the fish incarnation form, how Lord took the Narsingha avatar, God Narsingha. So ultimately, he is the fountainhead of all avatars. Ramadi Murti Shukalani Amena Tishtan Nana Avataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Parama Pumanyo Govinda Madi Purusham Tama Ham Bhajami. So he's the fountainhead, he's the source of all the avatars. Lord Ram, Narsingha, Parshuram, Vara, Vaman, Kurma, all these are ultimately portions or plenary portions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So we can read the next verse. Yes, Ishan. Ishan Avtarakan.
Yes, Prabhu, Jack can read.
Yes, we're very happy to see you. Good.
Narayana Chaturvyuha Matshadi Avatara Yuga Manatara Avatara Yata Ache Ara Ange Haya Avatrinya Aiche Avatare Krishna Bhagavan Purna. Lord Narayana, the four primary expansions, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Arudha, Matsya, and all the other Lila incarnations, the Yuga avatars, the Manvatra incarnations, and as many other incarnations are there as there are, all descend in the body of Lord Krishna. In this way, the complete Supreme Godhead, Lord Krishna himself, appears. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, up to you.
What did you understand in this verse? Thank you for reading.
The four primary expansions all descend into the body of Lord Krishna, and this is the complete Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna appears himself.
Very good. So there are multiple incarnations. The Lila avatar, Yoga avatar, Manvantar avatar, and Guna avatar. So many different incarnations are there. So who's the fountainhead? Who's the source? The avatari. He's not Krishna, is the fountainhead. So all the incarnations are ultimately coming from him only. Lord Krishna appears himself just in this last Dwapar Yuga. Very nice. So let's read the next one, 13.
Prabhuji, I have one question here. So when Krishna comes in the Dwapar Yuga, once in Brahma's day, so all the incarnation comes within his body. But when the other incarnations come, like Mokshavata, Bharabhata, so they come only by themselves. It is telling these things.
Yeah, it's see, the tattva is same. It's not like the candle example is given, right? The tattva is same. It's not that Nrsimhadev is not the Supreme Lord or Varadev is not the Supreme Lord. The tattva is same, but the rasa is different. So Krishna is giving the highest in its tattva, as if need be, he will kill the demons, but others will not show the highest manifestation of rasa. That's the difference. Like we see Nrsimhadev, we don't read about his childhood. We don't read about how he just came, appeared from the pillar, and had some killed Hiranyakashipu, had some conversations with Prahlad, and then gone. Right? But Krishna is showing the complete picture. The complete rasa is there. So that only the Supreme Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahāprabhu also giving that as a son, as a friend, giving the Yuga Dharma. Others, even Varadev we read, Kurmadev we read, came for a specific purpose. There was not much exchange. So but the tattva is same. It's not that one should not feel that Nrsimhadev is less important than Krishna or Ram is less important than Krishna. It's not like a relative thing. This is Manjulali, you want to add something there? Or any other devotees want to share some more thoughts? Manjulali Priya, Devi, you have to share something in your classes. Or Prabir Prabhu, anyone wants to say?
Hare Krishna. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami gave the qualities of, so he said 60, all the Vishnu avatars, they carry 60 qualities. The 4 qualities were Lila, then his flute, his pastime, his Prema Madhurya, Lila Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, and the other one is Rupa Madhurya. Those 4 were not present in any other Vishnu avatars, including even Balaram. So these 4 are only present in Krishna, even not in Ramchandra also. So Lila Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, and what's the other one? Prema Madhurya. Those 4. So that's why Krishna is Purna avatar, which is present in Mahaprabhu also. Mahaprabhu, just by his bodily feature, he attracted a lot of people, and definitely his pastimes. So that's what I understand.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Any other devotees have any other comments around it? Is it okay, people Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, so would you like to read text 13?
Yes, Prabhuji. Just one second. Let me close the door.
Sure. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna devotees, Donald Pranam, always to Srila Prabhupada. Text 13. অতএব বিষ্ণু তখন কৃষ্ণের শরীরে বিশুদ্ধারে করে কৃষ্ণ অসুর সংহারে. Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhakti Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada. At that time, therefore, Lord Vishnu is present in the body of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna kills the demons through him. So, as is said in the previous verse, that when Krishna comes, all the avatar comes within his body, and Lord Krishna does his pastimes as usual, but other incarnations does the activities to uplift or lift the world and from the demons or demonic activities to remove from this material world. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, let's read the next one. Sudhir Prabhu, Renuka Mataji, want to read? Lakshay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Anusanga karma a asura marana ye lagi avatara kahi se mula karana. Thus, the killing of the demons is but a secondary work. I shall now speak of the main reason for the Lord's incarnation. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So, the main reason which we have discussed is not to kill the demons, but to give pleasure to devotees. To kill the demons, he can do through multiple other agents. So, it was not that Nrsimhadev appeared to kill Hiranyakashipu. Right? So, we have discussed this point. That's what this verse is telling. The killing of demons is a secondary. Now, let's see the primary or the Mula Karana. What was that? Text 15, 16. Okay. Anyone wants to read? Wasn't yet read.
I can read.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Prema rasa niryasya karite aswadhana raga bhakti loke karite pracharana rasika sikara Krishna parama karuna he dui hetu hete ichare udgama. Translation by Stephen P. C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The Lord's desire to appear was born from two reasons. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God, and he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Thus, he is known as supremely jubilant and as the most merciful of all. But during the period of Lord Krishna's appearance, the killing of asuras or non-believers such as Kamsa and Jarasandha Jarasandha was done by Vishnu, who was within the person of Sri Krishna. Such apparent killing by Lord Sri Krishna took place as a matter of course and was an identical activity for him. But The real purpose of Lord Krishna's appearance was to stage a dramatic performance of his transcendental pastimes of Brajabhumi, thus exhibiting the highest limit of the entity and the Supreme Lord. These reciprocal exchanges of the mellows are called Raga Bakthi or devotional service to the Lord in transcendental rapture. Lord Sri Krishna wants to make known to all the conditioned souls that he is more attracted by Raga Bakti than Vaidhi Bhakti or devotional sorry, Prabhuji, or devotional service under scheduled regulations. It is said in Vedas, Taittiriya Upanishad 2.7, Raso Vaisa, the absolute truth is the reservoir of all kinds of reciprocal exchange of loving sentiments. He is causelessly merciful, and he wants to bestow upon us this privilege of Raga Bhakti. Thus, he appeared by his own internal energy. He was not forced to appear by any extraneous force. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So beautiful one here. So as earlier also mentioned, so Krishna doesn't need to appear for just for killing these miscreants, but he wants to have an exchange of loving and devotional service with his loving devotees. So as we know that if we take one step and Krishna takes 100 steps. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please explain. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, two reasons. The Lord's desire to appear was born of two reasons. What are the two reasons? The Lord wanted to taste the sweetness of the essence of mellows of devotion, of love of God. Prema rasa niryasa karite aswadana. He wanted to experience that prema rasa, the loving mellow of devotion. And the next reason is propagate the devotional service of spontaneous attraction, raga marga. Vidhi marga is, vidhi means rules, vidhi vidhan, right? Vaidhi bhakti. But how will one reach to raga marga? By constantly following the practices of devotional service under Guru Sadhu Shastra, it will become one's second nature. Like a good, let's say, piano player or harmonium player or tabla player, any instrument or any good cook or any good driver or any skill, they don't, for those who are really good at that, and then like someone is such a good cook that they can, without much effort, without much thought, they can just naturally do it so easily because they're so natural at it. But did they become so natural and so expert just from day one? No. They also follow a lot of rules and regulations in the beginning. Same with any instrument, same with any studies. Also a good doctor, right? They do a lot of practice under experienced doctors, right? People Prabhu, that's how it works. Or they study a lot of books and they learn from the experienced people. They have to do things very carefully. And after years and years of practice and constant studies and practice and trying again and again and again, then they become so natural that it becomes a second nature. So just by seeing, then they can tell what's wrong with the patient. So, and any skill. Same is with the spiritual life. So the more sincerely and seriously we perform, the easier it will get. It will become one's second nature. It will not be a burden. It will not be because someone is telling I should chant, so I should chant. It will, the gopis of Vrindavan, they can't forget Krishna. We have a hard time remembering Krishna. They have a hard time forgetting Krishna. So that's a difference. That's a Raga Marg. They don't try to. I mean, so, but we can't artificially jump there. We have to follow the process as given by the acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Śrīla Prabhupada. Any other thoughts, comments, additions here?
So, Prabhuji, the Krishna is the God. So, Prabhupada, Prem Ras Nijjars, he's translating as the mellow of love of God. So, God will try to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of the love of God himself.
Yes. Yes. That's the main reason. He thinks my devotee is enjoying more than me. How can he enjoy more than me? Let me come as my devotee. That's a Chanda avatar. We're talking about the reasons of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So here is like Krishna, right? Here talking about the Krishna. Like Krishna avatar, Krishna, everything here not like all the verses we read the Krishna, not the Mahaprabhu.
But this is about Mahaprabhu, I believe.
Like text 13, Lord Vishnu তখন Krishna
Yeah, so Lord Krishna is thinking. So Lord Krishna is thinking like this. Lord Krishna is having these desires, right? The Lord's desire to appear was born from two reasons. So the Lord is desiring this.
Okay, I got it.
The Lord is desiring that how Radharani has so much love for me, which I can't fathom. So I need to come in that mood. How the devotees have so much love for me, I can't. So the Lord is desiring.
Can I share something?
Yeah, please.
So he raised actually in the first what is like keep milk that we make butter.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little breaking a little bit. Try now, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So the nijjash means like the extreme, like from milk we get the butter, and after churning the butter, the highest thing is we get the ghee, and which is the most valuable. So Krishna's loving reciprocal relation.
Oh, your network is not good. It's not clear.
Can you hear me now?
Kind of.
So Krishna, one family is in Ram avatar, Ram Lila. He had his friend Sugriv, Guhak, but that friendship was with awe and reverence. Same in Dwaraka, he had friend. Uddhav Maharaj was his friend, but it was awe and reverence. But the highest we see that in Vrindavan Lila with the Gopa boys, coward boys. They were eat half and giving other half to Krishna after tasting that it is for Krishna. Can we do that? Like when we are cooking, we taste and no, we cannot, because this is not the Vidhi. It's not Vaidhi, Vidhi. We have to, when you cook, we should cover our mouth and nose and all these things. So that's one example. The second example is in Mashoda and Maharaj, Krishna was carrying Nanda Maharaj's shoes. When he cleaned when he actually went to see Mother Devaki and Vasudeva, actually he tried to pay obeisances, and Vasudeva and Devaki actually because they knew the Supreme Personality. Was Nidjash actually. So this is the when Premrosh Nidjash means local the malus, transcendental malus, he was not enjoying. There was always like we will see that actually in Bhakti Rasamrita Srila Rupa Goswami example gave that the word he used was called visrambha. Writing, our writing, they don't differentiate. This is right, this is left. We add our right hand to our left hand. We our right hand to our left hand. That kind of example was given by Srila Rupa Goswami. So Sri Krishna Das Goswami is saying that just
Thank you. Okay, so there's a wonderful article by Srila Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj, which from his book, The Embankment of Separation. So since we are reading that, we can, since we are totally in this, we can read that article. Shall we read that? It's very nice article in this connection. Okay, we can read from here. Would someone like to read one or two paragraphs? Is the word the article is the greed of the Lord. The Lord also has greed. So, yeah, Nikant Prabhu and family, please. You can read from here. One or two paragraphs.
In the Supreme Lord, the seed of desire gradually develops and it fructifies in Gauranga Swarupa, the form of Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya. Let me explain to you how. Vishnu, the Lord of Vaikuntha, the spiritual world, develops some greed. He wants to fight because he is Bhagwan, the Supreme Lord. The 6 types of opulence are completely manifested in him, and one of his opulence is Bala, or strength. Since he has incomparable strength, it is quite natural that he should desire to fight and fulfill his greed. Whenever Bhagwan wants to fulfill some desire, his internal energy, Yogamaya, creates the proper atmosphere. So when Vishnu desires to fight, Yogamaya created the circumstances to fight that desire. In such a fight, the opponent should be equally strong. Otherwise, one cannot get pleasure in fighting. So with whom will the Lord fight? By the will of the Lord and the arrangement of Yogamaya, the 2 strong doorkeepers of the spiritual world, Jaya and Vijaya, were cursed to become demons for 3 lives. First, they become Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, then Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and finally Shishupala and Dandavakra. In 3 incarnations, Lord Vishnu enjoyed fighting with them. This is the greed of Lord Vishnu as described in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So let's see Narsingh, what greed he has. Who wants to read? Hasn't yet read.
So is there I can read.
Yes, Sudhir Prabhu.
Then came the greed of Narasimhadev. Narasimhadev has 2 types of form: Ugra, fearsome, and Anugra, peaceful. After killing Hiranyakashipu, Narasimhadev's form was fearsome. and he danced like Lord Shiva at the time of annihilation. The whole world was trembling to see that angry dancing. All the demigods were offering prayers to pacify him, but they couldn't. Then the demigods requested Bhakta Prahlad, please go and calm the anger of Lord Narasimhadev. Prahlad Maharaj is a dear devotee of Lord. So Prahlad went to offer him prayers, and Lord Narasimhadev became calm and manifested his peaceful form. Then Narasimhadev took his dear devotee Prahlad like a son on his lap, and Vatsala Prema, parental love and affection developed in Narasimhadev. Both father and son relish this rasa mellow. As the son sits on the father's lap, the father relishes the son, and the son also relishes. The relishing is reciprocal, but the son relishes more than the father. So Narasimhadev developed a type of greed. How can I sit on the lap of my father and relish the rasa? From then on, after Narasimhadev, all the incarnations of the Lord accept a father and a mother to fulfill that greed.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. I think Mishuk Prabhu gave a class on this verse, right, Vasuti Mataji? I remember I heard that. You want to read? What?
Yes, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Lord Rama also developed greed. Vibhishana and Sugriva are Lord Rama's friends. This means there is a sakhya rasa, friendly affection, in the pastimes of Lord Rama. But there are two types of sakhya rasa, samrambha, friendship with awe and reverence, and visrambha, friendship as equals without awe and reverence. In the pastimes of Lord Rama, there is no question of equality. His friends, Sugriva and Vibhishana, cannot climb onto his shoulders or snatch food from his mouth. They are even afraid their leg may touch Lord Rama's body because they think that this would be offensive. Their friendship is samrambha, sakhya, friendship with awe and reverence. Will I read the next one? Or someone can read?
Who wants to read? Raghu Prabhu? Thank you, Mataji, for reading.
Yeah, I can read. Thank you. But Visrambha Sakhya is different. In Visrambha Sakhya, there is such love and affection that the friends think themselves equal with the Lord. There is no question of awe and reverence. In the pastimes of Krishna, you'll find this Visrambha Sakhya. The cowherd boys climb onto Krishna's shoulders and snatch the food from his mouth, and Krishna snatches the food from their mouth. The legs of the cowherd boys touch Krishna's body, and Krishna is not disturbed because it is as if those were his own legs. If your own leg touches your own body, does that disturb you? There's no problem at all because it's your own leg and not someone else's. So these cowherd boys are very dear to Krishna. Therefore, this equality and abhinam, non-difference. But in the pastimes of Lord Rama, this type of sakhya rasa is not relished. Therefore, Lord Rama developed greed for it. How can I relish it? That desire was fulfilled in his avatara as Krishna. Should I continue? Or?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank
Let's see if there are devotees I haven't read.
I can read.
Punna Mataji. Yeah, those who haven't read yet, let's give them a chance.
Can you highlight the paragraph, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna, everyone. There is also another relationship, the conjugal mellow, Madhurya Rasa. In Rama Avatara, Lord Rama is Madhurya Purushottama. That is, he strictly follows Vedic rules and regulation and never graces them. Eka patni dhara. He accepts only one wife. Therefore, although his pastimes include Madhurya Rasa, the conjugal mellow is not realized fully. The essence of the mellow is not realized. The conjugal rasa is realized to the highest degree when there is union, milana, and separation, vairaha, between the lover and beloved. In Rama Lila, Ravana kidnaps Sita, and Lord Rama banishes Sita to give pleasure to his citizen. So Rama and Sita are united and separated, but there is no variegatedness in this type of separation. This is not natural, it is forced. So there is no question of realizing the essence of the conjugal mellow. Rupa Goswami has mentioned different types of viraha, separation, in his book Ujjwala Nilamani, Purva Raga Viraha, Mana Viraha, Prema Vichitya Viraha. In pastime of Lord Rama, there is no such varieties, but in Krishna's pastime there are. Therefore, Lord Rama developed the greed to realize them in Krishna Avatara. This greed is fulfilled. The viraha, separation between lover and beloved, is the highest platform of prema. On that platform, both the nayak and nayika, lover and beloved, release the mellow in their own heart. Therefore, in the pastime of Krishna, Krishna is Radhakanta, the husband of Radharani, and Gopikanta, the husband of the gopis. But although Radha and the gopis are his own wives, he made them the wives of wife of others to release Parakriya Rasa for more love. In Rama Lila, only sakhya rasa is released. Love with one's own wife, not Parakriya Rasa. Lord Rama therefore developed greed for Parakriya Rasa. So to realize Parakriya Rasa, Krishna made his own wives the wives of others. Therefore, that greed which remained unfulfilled is the pastime of Rama is fulfilled in the pastime of Krishna. In this way, greed causes one incarnation of the Lord after another to descend. Still, shall I continue, Prabhuji?
See if someone else would also want to read.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So just to sum up till here, first, Lord Vishnu wanted to fight. So whom will he fight? So the desire came and Nrsimhadev, and he sent the Jai Vijay, take 3 birds as Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, etc. And then when Prahlad was sitting on the lap, Nrsimhadev developed desire. Well, because the child enjoys more than the father, so I want to be a child. And then Lord Ram became a child of Dashrath and Kaushalya. But then he developed more desires. He developed desire. The friendship was there, but the friendship was, Lord Ram considered Sugriva as his friend, but Sugriva had a lot of awe and reverence. Sugriva would not, climb over his back, or even Lord Ram, considered so many people as his friend, but they would consider a lot of they had the respect as the Lord, which if someone, considers you as great, oh, you are great, 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 and then there is no intimacy there. You cannot be jovial and joking there, right? So the example is one leg touching the other leg. Then there is no, if one leg touches the other leg, you don't say, oh, sorry, my leg touched the other leg. But if our leg touches someone else's leg or any part of the body, we ask for forgiveness. So he developed desire for the special type of friendship and the parakya rasa, the love and separation, and the variegatedness. Variety is the mother of enjoyment, right? Variety adds to flavor, right? When Bankim Prabhu puts varieties of spices in the bhoga, it becomes wonderful. If it's just like some pepper and salt, it'll be fine, but it won't be nectarian. So variety is the mother of enjoyment. So parakya rasa and then different types of separation. Viraha rasa also, this is a very high topic for me. So this is Krishna. So the Krishna came to relish those rasas. Now we'll see what happens further. Yes, Kashish Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Dandavat Pranam, all devotees. Still in Krishna Lila, there are those types of greed that I mentioned previously. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanaya Vya Svatyo Yenat Adbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Va Madhyaha Saukyam Kasya Mad Anubhavateha Kidrisham Veti Lobhat Tad Bhavyadyaha Samajani Sachi Garbha Sindho Hari Induhu. The first greed is this. What is the love of Radharani? Yes. What is the love of Radharani and how can I relish it? The second greed. What is my excellent, all attractive beauty? I can't relish myself, so how can I have it? And the third greed. What happiness does Radharani get by relishing my all attractive, excellent beauty? How can I have it? The desire to fulfill these three types of greeds remains unfulfilled in the pastimes of Krishna. Therefore, the Lord appeared again as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The fulfillment of these types of desires, Ishan Tarangan Karanam, the internal cause for Lord Chaitanya's descent. Hare Krishna, Hari Gaur Prabhuji, back to you. Thank you so much. Shall I finish the last one, Prabhuji?
That's just about Gaur Govind Maharaj, like an intro. So he's a devotee. There's a whole book about his biography in Bhubaneswar, Orissa. He did a lot of extraordinary Krishna conscious activity, established temple without any resources, without any support. He asked Prabhupada, there was just a barren land there, and which is in the outskirts of the city. I have no support. Please, at least give me, one or two brahmacharis and some Lakshmi. Prabhupada said, when I went to US, I don't have anything. Okay, you also do without. At least you are in your homeland. Prabhupada brought out the best in everyone. He used to, at the end, he was already like 40, 45 years old, 50 years old. Compared to others who were in their 20s and 30s, he was like the senior most, not just by age, even in his childhood. He was like a devotee from birth only. He was having darshan of Lord since birth, actually, playing with the deities. Gopalju publication, which his great disciple Madhavananda Prabhu sends, Gopalju deities. He was searching for sannyas, actually. He wanted to take sannyas. Prabhupada, and he was searching for the right guru to take sannyas. So he traveled all over. It's a nice, amazing devotee. And while giving Bhagavatam class, I believe in Mayapur or that immediately after Bhagavatam class, he passed, left his body. So helped ISKCON in a very, very time of in the hour of need. So anyways, so this point, Lord Vishnu had one desire, Nrsimhadev had one desire. Then Ramji had 2 desires. Krishna had 3 desires. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has unlimited desires. This is the desire of the Lord. The creed of the Lord is a beautiful article which we just read. So, to experience what Srimati Radharani is experiencing, what happiness she is getting, what mellow. So this is the desire of Krishna, and that's an internal reason actually to which we'll be studying in this chapter also. There's a nice story in this connection which Gaur Govind Maharaj shares. Any comments, any additions, questions? Does that help?
Definitely, Prabhuji. Nice coordination. Thank you, Prabhuji, to bringing everything together, all pieces for clarification.
I don't know how I got reminded of that, and Krishna helped. So I had heard this class way back, but somehow I just got reminded. So Krishna inspired through you. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, so we will pause here and start Bhagavatam. Just kidding, maybe tomorrow. It's already a little late. So we'll pause here for today. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Shri Caitanya-Caritāmṛta ki jai, the greed of the Lord ki jai, Shri Gauranga Mahāprabhu ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktarinda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripāsindhubhyascha Pattanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Hare
Namo.
Krishna. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.